what's up, everybody? Here we are with Father's Perspective. I'm A Squared the Rider, and I'm right here with my main man, Coach Green, OG. Know him.
What's good with you, brother?
So we're gonna jump right into it, bro. How do you juggle having three kids, three different ages? You got your daughter, then you got your son that's in college now. So that's a, parenting style. I know that
hmm
takes a little bit of effort. You know what I'm saying? So how you juggle that?
Right. First, just right on for bringing me on. Um, just from my perspective personally, yeah, I got an older kid, a middle kid, and a younger kid. Um, how I deal with the baby is, I'm blessed to have two older boys, which taught me, how to pretty much time manage, because they're 2 years apart from each other, really 2.5 years apart from each other. So with your first son, who happens to be my oldest, it's like it's a learning experience. You just jump right into it, not really knowing what it is, but as having parents, what you liked and what you didn't like from your parents. And then with the middle, with your second child, you always grow. You know what I mean? You get better, you develop better from the first, trial and error. And then with the baby, it's a new adventure because you've been out the game so long, right? And then you got to get back in. But the way that I juggle it is, my boys, they know my schedule. They know how I am. Everything is, the roadmap was laid out for them. So it's a little bit easier with the two older ones. With my daughter, is just teaching her how to, and us too as parents is how to adjust to her situation, her being the only girl, and just mainly, keeping that solid, nucleus around her and teaching her time management, teaching her the little intangibles that's going to help her be, smarter, with everything. And just, she's really on our schedule. So,
Yeah.
she's going to pretty much do what we're doing. And then, balancing out the other two because they're older with what they got going on and letting them be free. Also, with respectful to what I'm asking.
Yeah. How was that change of place from having two boys? Now you got your little princess. How was that? How was that transition?
Yeah, it was big. It was for me, I needed that. You know what I mean? Like I needed that because, the boy, boys is boys. They rough, they can run into some walls and some banging up. They gonna be going through attitudes different. We know that because we grew up in it and we know how we were with our parents.
Yeah.
Um, and so the boys use it's that tough love, but with baby girl, it's more so, like I went from being like dad to like pop, you know what I mean? Because it's like she's looking at like, okay, this is a man I see every day. And so I had to change my approach in respects of who she is, right? In terms of just like, okay, that's a young girl, that's a woman who's that's a young girl that's gonna be grown into a woman. And I want to be able to be more, I love my sons and hug them, right? Because I feel like men need that,
Yeah.
what I mean, in their life. Um, but it's like it's a different kind of hug when it's baby girl than it is when it's with the boys. They strong, they give you that bear hug, and baby girl give you that affection. So
Yeah.
it was like the mindset had to change and be, damper down the masculinity because and just be more of a loving her type of, what I mean, when it came to her.
Yeah. Well said. Well said. So man, yeah, if
Mhm.
y'all watching this, man, all fine points. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you probably don't know. I got a daughter too, and I, went through
Mhm.
that same thing. Kind of wait, she a girl. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
Right.
you gotta take off that edge, So we went
No
from
doubt.
wrestling. I went from wrestling to now I'm putting on clothes on like little Minnie Mouse dolls and stuff like
Right.
that.
Right.
So
Oh yeah.
it's a change, man, but it's a cool change. You know what I'm saying? It's a
Yeah.
cool.
It's
Yeah.
a humbling change too, because it lets you know really what type of man you are. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And
Facts.
that's what I think, like, some men don't know how to, you know, find that medium in between, being the top shotter to being, like this is my baby girl and let me get her on a whole nother, intellectual level. And
Yeah.
that's where I think like we as men can grow by being, more respectful and more, understanding of that, of that species because we need it. You know what I mean? It's not just about moms. Moms raised us, however she raised us, but it's also like we should have absorbed a little bit more of that from, from moms or whoever, grams, or, all of the women in our lives, so that we could be better at raising our girls.
Thanks, bro. Well said, man.
Straight up.
Well said.
Mhm.
So yeah, that's pretty much wrap it up on that question. So, you know what I mean? Next time we sit down and talk, we're gonna talk about what tips did you give your oldest son when he going into adulthood? You know what I'm saying? He making that
Right.
transition from being at home. Now he is his own man. So until that
Right.
time, man, everybody take care. And we're gonna end it in Three Monarchs, our sponsor, educate and inspire through action. Peace.